Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Power Vacuum. I'm your host, Belmont. And in what might be one of the funniest bits of news I've heard in a while in the video game industry, we have this from Windows Central. The best selling PS5 game this year is by Xbox. It sold twice as many copies as PlayStation exclusive Death Stranding 2 in the same amount of time and outsold 2024's Game of the Year 2. Xbox Forza Horizon 5 has now sold over 3 million copies on PS5. That's wild. And I think the main reason is no Gran Turismo. I mean, is there Gran Turismo? I haven't heard Gran Turismo as a mainline title in probably well over a decade. It just vanished. Like Forza came out and it was so revolutionary with the graphics and the mechanics that it just made Forza or made GTA, not GTA. I'm fucking up everything. Forza was the Gran Turismo killer, is what I'm getting at. It seemed that when Forza started to rise, Gran Turismo just stopped making games. Maybe they still make them. I don't know. But this is funny to me because the big joke about PlayStation 5 is that they don't have any games. Like Sony just forgot to make games for their new console. And Xbox said, "Hey, since they're not making games, well, why don't we sell our games?" And when they first announced that they were going to release Forza to PlayStation, I thought it was kind of a big mistake because you're giving away one of the draws to your console because Forza is an Xbox and, Xbox Microsoft PC exclusive, but they just yeah, they didn't care and 3 million copies later, that's a substantial amount. Even if you're only selling that at $20, you're looking at $60 million in revenue for just, you know, crossbreeding. Let's say PlayStation keeps half of that, you're still getting $30 million just by going, you can buy this now on this console. That's $30 million they didn't have before. Now that's just nothing. That's 1/10 of the budget of a video game now, but that's 1/10 of the budget of a video game that they got just by doing nothing, letting other people play their games. But let's see. One of the biggest draws, arguably the biggest draw for getting Sony's PlayStation 5 console over Microsoft's Xbox Series X series systems is its catalog of acclaimed AAA exclusive titles like God of War Ragnarok and The Last of Us. Full stop. There's only one more title, and that entire list is complete, and that's Spider-Man. So you got God of War Ragnarok, The Last of Us, and Spider-Man 2. And that's it. There's no other AAA mainline titles that make PlayStation worth getting over Xbox because some people might argue that Final Fantasy Rebirth or Renew, whatever they fucking called the Final Fantasy 7 remake, it was on PC. And from what I remember reading and what I remember hearing people talk about is it ran better on PC than it did on PlayStation. So irrelevant. Also, Square Enix has announced that they're rebranding their business model, and it's more than likely that both those games will drop on the Xbox because guess what? Big companies like big money. But yeah, that's 2/3 of the list, guys, or whatever. Notably, though, it comes out that the latest of these exclusives have actually been outsold on PS5 by a game that originally launched on and is published by Xbox itself. That game is none other than PlayStation or Playground Games and Xbox Game Studios' popular 2021 open world multiplayer racer Forza, Forza Horizon 5, and PS5 exclusive. It's outperformed is Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Eh, yeah, but Death Stranding is one of those niche games that you gotta really be into to play it. Like, people aren't just picking up the second Death Stranding game out of the blue to see how they like the series. But according to a report from the widely relied on game performance tracker Alinea Analytics, Forza Horizon 5 sold 2 million copies on PS5 in the 25 days after its April 29 launch on the platform, while Kojima Productions' new title has moved 1 million units in the same amount of time. While it's been a huge hit among critics, Death Stranding 2's eccentricity means its sales have come in below other PlayStation Studio titles, including Astrobot, writes Alinea Analytics head of marketing analyst Rhys Elliott. Reese? Rhys? We'll go with Reese. Still, it's one of those franchises that has a long tail. It will continue to sell well over time, boosted by the PC port, likely Q3 2026, which will pull in a lot of Chinese players. Indeed, the overall weirdness of Death Stranding gives it less widespread appeal and makes it harder to market to the masses. And as Elliot says, many of its sales are expected to trickle in over a long period of time. In contrast, Forza Horizon 5, it's like a tongue twister I can't say, is an approachable and accessible arcade racer brimming with content, and there's not much else on the PlayStation Store that compares to its level of equality. Gran Turismo 7 is more of a realistic sim title. Okay, so they still are making Gran Turismo, but the fact that they're only on 7 after 25 years of Gran Turismo is speaking volumes to me, because Forza Horizon 5 is the fifth Horizon, and I'm pretty sure there are 7 Forza mainline titles as well. Uh, even though, even so, though, it's impressive to see a 4-year-old Xbox game sell double the copies on PS5 than a new PlayStation exclusive has in the same amount of time. As of last week, it's also officially passed 3 million units sold on the console, putting it ahead of 2024's Game of the Year winning Astrobot. Alinea Analytics expects Team Asobi's platform to hit that milestone by the end of the summer. It's worth noting that a portion of Forza Horizon 5's recent sales performance has been attributed to a recent discount that brought its $59.99 price tag down 25% to 45. Holy shit. I was picturing this game being $20, $30 because it's so old. They're selling this at $40 plus a copy. So let's just round down to 40 instead of 45, make it nice whole number. All right. That's nuts. That's $120 million generated by Forza Horizon 5. That's insane. That's some next level shit for Xbox. Something to keep in mind, though, is that you can actually get the deluxe edition that includes the car pass on Xbox and Xbox PC for even less, at $42.19 at CD Keys to be specific. That's very little less. When you say something less, I'm expecting $10 to $15 difference, not, you know, 281. Some other interesting insight from the report are that the second best-selling PS5 game this year is Monster Hunter Wilds with 2.9 million units moved, followed by Assassin's Creed Shadows at 2 million. Now, is that a legitimate number? Because from what I saw, it was 2 million players. They had never actually released a sales figure from Assassin's Creed Shadows, unless they've done so now. Elden Ring Night Rain at 1.4 million, and Claire Obscura Expedition 33 with 1.4 million as well, which is huge for a non AAA title. Huge, huge even. Monster Hunter Wilds has also sold 6.2 million copies on Steam, making it PC version and particularly a massive success for Capcom, despite scathing criticism from fans about its gameplay and performance. Elden Ring Night Rain also sold 2.7 millions on Valve's platform, indicating that From Software's biggest IP is thriving, while Expedition 33's performance across all its platforms has been considered exemplary as well. Yes, because it's a small thing. Microsoft's business strategy with Xbox has increasingly emphasized multi-platform releases and features, with the "This is an Xbox" ad campaign, the upcoming Xbox Ally handhelds, and renewed focus on Play Anywhere. Or Play Anywhere, yeah. The growth of the Xbox cloud gaming, and of course Xbox Game Pass Ultimate all come to mind. You can take Ultimate off that list. It's not a good platform. As it goes all in with the direction, it's also begun to bring select Xbox games to PlayStation. This first began with Sea of Thieves, Grounded, Hi-Fi Rush, and Pentiment going to PS5 last year, and was followed by Indiana Jones and The Great Circle, and then Forza Horizon 5 this spring. Gears of War Reloaded is also coming to PS5 when it launches on Xbox and PC in late August. Though the overall performance of all these games on PS5 was mixed. Sea of Thieves and Grounded was quite successful. The former sold 2 million copies on the platform as of late March, with Grounded achieving 432,200, leading the Microsoft briefly taking over the PlayStation Store. That's so hilarious. Microsoft just in the lead. PlayStation not selling games, Microsoft selling games on PlayStation. It's still weird just to say it. Forza For is that 3 times now I've screwed that up? Forza Horizon 5 rising to even greater heights on PS5 then is a clear sign that Microsoft is continuing to enjoy great success with its PlayStation ports of multiplayer Xbox games, something Sony has no doubt taken notice of, given that it shocked the industry by announcing an Xbox version of Helldivers 2 earlier this month. As a result of this, it's very likely that we'll continue to see the community driven multiplayer titles from Xbox make their way to PlayStation either at launch or at some point down the line. And while I don't ever expect PS5 games to hit Xbox on day one, I do think we'll see more of what's happening with Helldivers 2 too. Could have just said also to make that sound less weird. Even Sony wants a piece of the multi platform pie, as evidenced by PlayStation Studios titles continuously coming to PC. Yeah, because we just need to move to a post console era where you just play whatever you want on the console you prefer. Maybe one or two exclusives here or there, or do what Xbox in the past has done, where they had exclusivity for a year and then it released later, like with Tomb Raider. Helldivers, I don't see being able to recover, knocking shit over, because they just stepped on too many toes of their fans. And once you piss your fans off and word of mouth gets around that you're pissing your fans off, people stop showing up. But there you have it. Xbox is currently selling more games on the PlayStation title on the PlayStation 5 than Sony is, which is not something I ever thought I'd hear myself say. But that's all I have for this story. This is your host, Belmont, signing out.